Yellowjackets recap. Season 1 and 2, everything you need to know before Season 3. The story of Yellowjackets weaves between 1996 and 2021, and for this recap, we're doing our best to follow the chronological order. However, if we need to jump between the two timelines, you'll notice a graphic indicating which year we're in. The chaos starts with a young woman, dressed only in a nightgown, running through a snow-covered forest. She sobs as she falls into a trap, only to be dragged away by figures wearing yellow jacket t-shirts, animal masks, and then brutally slaughtered. In 1996, the New Jersey girls' high school soccer team, known as the Yellowjackets, makes it to the national tournament. During practice, Tysa tackles Ally, a freshman, breaking her leg and eliminating her from the tournament. At a party, Shauna tries to start a fight with Tysa, but the team captain Jackie, who is also Shauna's best friend, steps in. Shauna secretly has sex with Jackie's boyfriend, Jeff. On the day of their big trip, the team boards a private plane that gets rerouted over Canada due to a storm. The plane crashes, stranding the survivors in the wilderness. Misty, with her advanced knowledge of first aid, helps the injured and saves the life of the assistant coach, Ben Scott, by amputating and cauterizing his mangled leg. Travis finds his father's dead body impaled on a tree, and Misty, reveling in her survival skills, secretly destroys the plane's emergency locator beacon, ensuring that they remain stranded. 3 days after the crash, the survivors bury the dead, and Tysa convinces them to hike toward a nearby lake. As tensions rise among the group, they discover an abandoned cabin with a dead body in the attic, which they bury. They also find a rifle and plenty of ammunition. Natalie and Travis bond over handling the firearm and later hunt a deer, recovering a keepsake ring from Travis' buried father. In a flashback, we learn that Natalie's abusive father died during an accident after a heated argument with her about a boy in her bedroom. The group eventually comes across a functional propeller aircraft, but Shauna bonds with Travis' younger brother, Javi. Meanwhile, Tysa's medication for her schizophrenia runs out. Relationships begin to form, and Tysa and Van start a bond, as do Natalie and Travis. The group holds a seance, and Tysa seems to become possessed. Ben, meanwhile, is poisoned by Misty but survives. Shauna confesses her pregnancy to Tysa and tells her the father is Jeff, which leads to a self-induced abortion attempt that Shauna ultimately can't follow through with. In another flashback, Tysa distracts her parents just before a fatal car accident happens. Meanwhile, Tysa is hallucinating a deer, telling the religious Laura Lee about her visions, and agreeing to be baptized. Natalie and Travis then kill a maggot-infested deer. Laura Lee concludes that Tysa's visions might be premonitions, and as the group prepares for an expedition, they find a red-colored river and are attacked by a pack of wolves. Tysa defends them using a flare gun, but Van is seriously injured. The survivors also perform a ritual involving Jackie's body, and a storm forces Shauna into labor, giving birth to a stillborn child. The group resorts to cannibalism. Shauna has difficulty with breastfeeding due to starvation. As they try to survive through the winter, Natalie and Travis struggle with food hunting, while Tysa begins to have hallucinations and sleepwalking episodes. Misty bonds with Crystal, a member of the JV team, and Shauna spends time talking to Jackie's frozen body. Tensions within the group increase, and they are faced with the horrifying fact that they had eaten Jackie's body. Coach Ben watches, horrified. Meanwhile, in 2021, Shauna is now married to Jeff and living a suburban life. She's offered a book deal to tell the world about the events of their survival, and Shauna struggles with her family's dark past while maintaining a facade. Meanwhile, Misty is working as a geriatric nurse, and Natalie has completed rehab, reconnecting with old friends. The survivors continue to face new pressures. Tysa is running for state senator, and her political opponent airs an ad accusing her of cannibalism. Tysa's son, Sammy, exhibits troubling behavior, including hurting a child, which worries her. Shauna discovers that Adam, the mysterious man she had an affair with, is not who he says he is. He is digging into her past, and after confirming that Adam is responsible for the blackmail, Shauna kills him and discusses it with Jeff. In a twist, Misty kidnaps Jessica, the reporter, and continues to manipulate people around her, including the team. She also confronts Randy, a friend of Jeff's, who knows about the blackmail and threatens him into silence. While Tysa is increasingly affected by her altered states and the hallucinations of the lady in the tree, she tries to navigate her personal life while grappling with the political world. The group comes together for a high school reunion and faces old traumas, including confronting the truth about Travis' death and their survival. The story ends with more tragedy as Misty finds out from Kevin's investigation that someone has been pulling strings to cover up the true events of their time in the wilderness. With escalating tensions and constant deception, the survivor's path forward becomes increasingly unclear.